Welcome to the 12th episode of the Elkinsinboxinc News Top 10. 10 news stories of interest for the Elkinsinboxinc universe. Our number one story in this episode. In a recent Deke Logo Scares Kid in Bed video, the character known as Janet Henderson, who is known as Janet Kid in Bed, in the Deke Logo Scares Kid in Bed series, has recently revealed that she is a sufferer of autism. Matt Elkins, the real-life owner of Elkinsinboxinc Audio Visual, wrote this new fact about the Janet Henderson character in the video entitled, Deke Logo Scares Kid in Bed 126, Janet's Coming Out. Elkins, the producer of Deke Logo Scares Kid in Bed, and Elkinsinboxinc News Top 10, is a sufferer of autism in real life. The episode was inspired by an episode of Hero Elementary. One of the characters from that series, known as AJ Gadgets, is a member of the autism spectrum. That was the inspiration for the Janet Henderson character, revealing that she is on the autism spectrum too. Autism is a type of disorder that causes its sufferers to develop extra sensitivity to certain things around them. It also causes extra nervousness, bipolar disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, depression, extra sensitive hearing, extra sensitive sense of smell and touch, and extra sensitivity to things like wind, wetness, pain, sound, and temperature. It also causes hyperactivity. There are some advantages to having autism. For example, someone who is autistic can easily notice or hear things another person wouldn't otherwise notice. And some members of the autism spectrum have been known to have extra special talents. The Janet Henderson character in the Elkinsinboxinc videos has been known to have some special talents in some of the videos produced by the studio. The Janet Henderson character is also known by her full name, Janet Florence Henderson. The character was named after pop singer Janet Jackson and TV actress, the late Florence Henderson. She is the third character in the Elkinsinboxinc collection of characters to have autism, and the first fictitious character on the spectrum. The other two characters, Matt Elkins and Beck Star Studios chairwoman, Becky Tomlinson, are the two real-life characters on the autism spectrum.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff. Let's go soccer for number 10.
Vehicle is pitching down range.
Signal and chamber pressure is nominal.
In Cape Canaveral, Florida, commercial space flight company SpaceX has successfully launched its 27th batch of Starlink satellites. The liftoff occurred during the early morning hours of Sunday, May the 9th, at 2:42 a.m. U.S. East Coast time, from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. A total of 60 small Internet satellites were launched on top of a Falcon 9 rocket. These small Starlink satellites help to improve the speed of Starlink's satellite internet service. The Falcon 9 booster, carrying the satellites, was reused for a record 10th time. Once the booster separated from the spacecraft, it made a successful landing on the drone ship. Just read the instructions in the Atlantic Ocean. SpaceX intends to continue using previously used Falcon 9 boosters to launch its Starlink satellites. Starlink Internet is expected to cover about 80% of the entire planet, and provides high-speed internet service to those areas that do not have a broadband or DSL connection and is out of reach of one. Number 3. Hall of Fame horse trainer Bob Baffert has been suspended by the Churchill Downs racecourse. This comes after his Kentucky Derby winning horse, Medina Spirit, failed a drug test, following the event. Because of this failed drug test, Baffert will not be able to enter any of his horses at Churchill Downs, or any other horse track owned by the company. If the findings of this drug test are upheld by Churchill Downs, then the Kentucky Derby results will be declared invalidated, and the second place finishing horse, Mandaloon, will be declared the winner. Medina Spirit was found to have had an illegal steroid product in its system when the test was given. Baffert was quoted as saying, "This shouldn't have happened. There is a problem somewhere. It didn't come from us." Unquote. Baffert has said that he is willing to cooperate with the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission in their findings. As of this writing, Medina Spirit is still expected to compete in the Preakness Stakes on May the 15th. Number 4. 80s music video sex symbol, Tawny Kitaen, has passed away. She was found dead at her home in Newport Beach, California, on Friday, May the 7th. The cause of her death has not been released. One of her starring roles include the 1984 film, Bachelor Party, which starred Tom Hanks. She also made an appearance in a 1991 episode of Seinfeld. She is perhaps best known as the quote, "Girl in the White Snake" video by 80s music fans. That video, of course, is the 1987 re-release of Whitesnake's hit song, "Here I Go Again." Kitaen was married to the band's lead singer, David Coverdale, from 1989 until 1991. Kitaen was 59 years old. Number 5. During a recent appearance on NBC's Saturday Night Live, billionaire and space tycoon, Elon Musk, shared with the world that he has Asperger's syndrome. While appearing on the show, Musk had truthfully stated that he is part of the autism spectrum. However, he had falsely stated that he was the first person with Asperger's to appear on the show. However, he is not. It was Dan Aykroyd who was the first person with Asperger's to appear on the show. Elon Musk's coming out is a major step for the autism community, getting the recognition that it deserves. His performance on Saturday Night Live was thought to be much funnier and much better than the actors who normally appear on the show. Elon Musk is the chairman and CEO of SpaceX and Tesla Corporation, and is currently the top richest person in the world. Number 6. A woman living in the United Kingdom has successfully hatched a duck egg that she purchased from a local grocery store. England resident Adele Phillips said she purchased a package of free-range duck eggs from her local grocery store back in March. She said she bought the eggs so she could see if one would hatch. So she placed one of the store-bought eggs into an incubator, and by the end of April, a baby duck hatched out of the egg. Phillips said that she was shocked by the fact that you could hatch a store-bought egg. She wasn't sure of whether or not if the egg would hatch. This goes to prove that it is possible to find a fertile egg in a carton of store-bought eggs. Number 7. A former NASCAR racetrack in Sparta, Kentucky, is quickly becoming a parking lot for newly completed or half-completed Ford F-150 pickup trucks that cannot be sold. This is all being caused by an ongoing parts shortage. The trucks are currently filling the 30-acre parking lot that is part of the now abandoned Kentucky Speedway. The reason why these trucks are filling the parking lot is because they are sitting and waiting for a missing computer chip. However, Ford Motor Company has been unable to provide the chip that these trucks need due to a global semiconductor shortage. It is not known on what is causing the semiconductor shortage. Once the chips do become available for these pickup trucks, and the quality checks are complete, Ford says it will ship these trucks to their dealerships as soon as possible. There is an ongoing high demand for the Ford F-150 pickup truck. Number 8. The Wilkes County Chamber of Commerce in North Carolina is calling for Speedway Motorsports to reopen up the abandoned North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. In a call by the Chamber of Commerce, the words, "We want you back," was spoken to the owners of the Speedway. The CEO of Camping World, Marcus Lamonnis, says that he is willing to invest in reviving the abandoned Speedway. He also wants to build a Camping World store next to the property. The Speedway was closed in 1996, after the NASCAR Cup Series ran its final race, the Tyson Holly Farms 400, at the Speedway. Jeff Gordon was the winner of that final race. The Speedway saw a brief reopening in 2010, attracting several smaller racing series. However, it was closed again a year later. The track has been sitting and rotting since its 1996 closure, lacking decent maintenance. Mother Nature is slowly reclaiming the track. Number 9. There is a reason why the Great Wall of China has been standing strong for more than 2,300 years. Totaling more than 13,000 miles in length, the Great Wall of China has been astounding and attracting visitors for over 2,000 years. However, it has remained standing because of one of the building materials that many visitors never thought of using when building something. That material is sticky rice. We are not sure what rice had to do with building the Great Wall. But we do know that thousands of people died while constructing the wall. Many of their remains continue to lie trapped within the wall itself. The wall was built during the Silk Trade era and was intended to protect China from invasion by the Mongols during the Silk Trade. Finally, number 10. This May the 10th will mark 152 years since the creation of the first transcontinental railroad in North America. It happened on May the 10th, 1869, in a desert near Promontory, Utah. The Union Pacific's engine number 119, out of Iowa, and the Central Pacific's Jupiter, out of San Francisco, California, steamed ceremoniously toward each other, as the presidents of both companies drove two symbolic spikes into the railroad tracks in front of them. This milestone marked the completion of North America's first transcontinental railroad, linking the Atlantic side with the Pacific side, and thus setting up a network of other railroads that would crisscross the nation. That network of railroads continues to operate to this day. After the link-up ceremony, which connected the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads, the workers guzzled about $3,000 worth of whiskey, brought in from San Francisco by Central Pacific. $3,000 in 1869 is equivalent to $60,153.75 in today's currency. The link-up ceremony has been recreated in numerous movies, and even during the 1939 New York World's Fair. Today, a memorial now sits outside of Promontory Point, where the Golden Spike ceremony was first held in 1869. And that concludes this episode of the Elkinsinboxinc News Top 10. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see here. And as always, stay tuned for more interesting news stories from this channel. Thank you for watching. God bless.